welcome in or welcome back. It's a Monkey Mar. Before we get into today's video, please make sure you click the like, the subscribe, and the bell for notifications. Hey guys, welcome in. So this is a series that I was going to go live with, but instead I am going to go ahead and premiere these so that we can talk about this in a side chat and watch and not be distracted. So these are from Atticus Investigates. Unfortunately, these are old. Atticus Investigates have not dropped any new material in a few years, but let's go ahead and get into Little Man Lost, Episode 1, 3 Theories Explain How DeOrr Kunz Disappeared. I am going to do a little bit of a reaction so that the video goes out and does not get stuck in my deck with a copyright. So with that, guys, let's get into it.
He is the happiest kid. Like, always had Hot Wheels, always making people laugh, like goofing around.
I'll say it now, from day one, and all the research and articles and videos and everything that I have watched and read, the mother does not sit well with me.
Doing silly faces. He was at that fun age where he was like starting to do more, and we had taught him how to pedal on his little trike. Mama. He never called me mom. He never called me mommy or mom, you know, nothing like that. It was always mama. I was with him every second of the day, and that kid was my best friend.
Every second of the day you were with your best friend, but somehow 4 of you went camping at a secluded spot and your little boy is missing.
I would have given anything to be, you know, in his place, or for this whole situation not to happen, and I hold myself responsible.
And you should feel responsible.
What's the address of your emergency? My 2-year-old son, we can't find him. We were camping at, and we can't find him at all.
I did not get an attorney because I'm a guilty man. I got an attorney because I'm tired of being accused of something I would never do.
Feel a little bit bad about it. Wish it hadn't happened. You better shut up before I get in trouble there.
Grandpa said I better shut up before I get in trouble there. What did you take to your grave, Mr. Walton?
Some people are always going to be pointing a finger at each other. That's always going to probably be that way until this case is solved.
Little man's gone. He's missing. We can't find him.
On July 10th, 2015, a 2-year-old vanished. Everything else about that day, well, it depends who you ask. Our investigation began with the family's claim that DeOrr disappeared during a family camping trip. How he went missing? That gets complicated. His disappearance has an entire community asking, what happened to DeOrr?
How many of you right off the top think that maybe DeOrr Kunz Jr. did not even make it to the campground that day?
Mystery. Everyone wants to know what happened to that little boy. Is he still alive?
For those of you who don't know, I am his father, Colonel DeOrr Kunz. We really appreciate the support, the help, the communities that have come together for us. We will find him. One way or another, we will find him, no matter what it takes.
Everyone's heart breaks when they hear that a child's gone missing, and especially up at a campsite, because camping here in Idaho is so popular. A lot of people know how easily it could happen up at a campground for a little boy to wander off.
We went to the campsite where DeOrr vanished. That's our truck pulling in near the spot where the family was on vacation back in 2015. We came here with 3 theories given to us by the sheriff himself. The first theory is that there was an animal attack. The second is abduction. The third theory? Well, we'll get to that. Let's start with the possibility of animal attack.
Me personally, I do not think it was an animal attack. I do not think a stranger came to that campsite and grabbed that little boy, considering only 4 of them were there, and I really think they would have seen a car pulling up. That little boy could not have gotten far on his own.
Yeah, the possibility of wild animal, him just wandering off and us not finding him.
For big game, we have elk, moose, deer, and antelope. And then you also have, like your predator species, which are your bears, your lions.
Do you have to warn people?
No, not typically. The interaction hasn't been an issue between the people and the animals.
We wanted to know about any physical evidence that might have been found here. A local TV station, KTVB, gave us this video from the original search. More than 100 volunteers looked, and they didn't find any sign of a wild animal. Nothing left behind, no shredded clothing, no blood, nothing. It's like the 2-year-old wasn't even at the camp, which brings us to the second theory.
I do not even think the sheriff thinks that DeOrr was at the camp that day. I think he might still continue that story so that the parents think that he might believe them.
Abduction.
There is that possibility of an abduction.
We asked the forest ranger how many roads lead in and out of Timber Creek Campground. We wanted to know what routes an abductor would have taken. This is the only one. It stretches for 7 miles, the only way out.
Very interesting.
It's about an hour and a half from your nearest big city, Idaho Falls, or somewhere that has some, like a Target or a Walmart or some kind of, a major amenity. So, if you're coming up to camp here, you're probably not going to get a lot of interaction with other folks.
As far as somebody driving in here and getting him with 4 people up there, I don't think somebody could have drove in without you hearing a car and turning around and looking to see who it is.
I agree with you, Jimmy. 100%. So let's move to theory number 3.
I just don't think it's possible.
There's always a possibility of some type of a nature take, and then there is that possibility of an abduction. You can't close the door on any of those things at this point.
We wondered if maybe someone could have just walked off with DeOrr. 4 people were at the campsite when he vanished. DeOrr's mother, father, great-grandfather, and his friend, Isaac. None of them say they heard a getaway car or saw any dangerous animals. They are the third theory.
There was 4 people in the camp. 1 or more of them could have had participated in it.
You are correct, Sheriff. 1 of those 4, or 2 of those 4, definitely know what happened to baby DeOrr Kunz Jr.
This is where things change. On November 23, 2015, 4 months after DeOrr disappeared, the family began working with a private investigator to help locate the child. He asked them all questions on camera in separate rooms. When the investigators handed over 10 hours of video to us, we knew we were onto something. When we played the video, we learned their stories aren't exactly the same.
Imagine that.
You don't want to get things stirred up too much, so you find out what's going on. Mm-hmm. You know that.
My mind tells me, at first my mind told me at that time, this mother had something to do with it.
I don't care.
if it's my grandpa that's guilty, I don't care. Like, I just want my son back.
Now that right there was absolutely crazy. I don't care if it was my grandpa. I don't think it was grandpa.
With no real answers about what happened to DeOrr, this family's about to turn on each other.
So that was part 1 out of a part 6 series. Make sure you guys tell me what your thoughts are on this first part. And part 2 will either be premiered or I will go live in the next couple of days. I need to see what my crazy schedule is like. And that will do it for this video. Alright guys, drop them comments, drop them opinions. And with that, it is a wrap. I want to thank you all for coming in. Thank you for watching. Please like or dislike, whichever you prefer, and subscribe. Everyone have a good day or a good night wherever you are in the world, and stay vigilant. I am out.